Love is more often than not a beautiful thing, but sometimes it takes a while for some people to get into the thick of things. In honor of that, let's take a look at some beautiful romance anime that too many miss out on. Number 10.
いいだろう。
まゆみさん。
Living out some youthful days, let's start with the Kawaii Complex Guide to Manners and Hostile Behavior.
無言で見守るのやめて。
One of the true goldies from the 2010s. This is a true heavy hitter in the romance genre when it comes to both comedy and beautiful visuals. I guess the secret sauce for this one has to be all the rays of light and oily as hell looking hair. I mean seriously, these are some laser beam looking rays. But in all seriousness, the seemingly high saturation of the colors in this one really brings everything down to a grounded light. What marries everything together for me though has to be the careful animation. May it be a comedic emote or realistic natural movement, the animators go all out to really make these characters come to life. Of course, they also don't skimp out on some high detail background work, but unlike what your typical film would do, this series doesn't shy away from using gag backgrounds when things are getting funny. Point of the background is to let the content shine after all. And what's so pitiful about that?
先輩。シャボン液余っちゃうから一緒にやってくださいよ。せーの。よっ。
Number 9.
一本ちょうだい。
お前高校生だろ。
東大生。
なめてんのか。
私はリコに会いたいから店に行ってるんだよ。
そりゃどうも。
ああ。
Calling for tomorrow to come, next up is Sing Yesterday for Me. Presenting a realistic art style that pairs amazingly well with its very grounded romance story, this anime doesn't try to seduce you in with anything crazy like full CG animation. Instead, you get consistently smooth animation that helps deliver on the very real characters you watch on screen. Now, I'm not saying there aren't any beautiful backgrounds at all. In fact, the series is keenly aware of the fact that photography is part of the story's narrative.
相変わらず自転車なんだね。
車じゃなくて悪かったな。
そんなこと期待してないって。あ、この辺りさ、学生の時夜中歩いたことあるよね。
ああ。
May it be a green paradise almost closed off to the outside world, allowing for reminiscing of old times, or a wide open view of blue ocean and sky, signifying the uncertain tomorrow. There are many visual treats to enjoy here as the anime gets you thinking about what to do in life while hugging your anime body pillow. This series wasn't crafted by chance though, as it was created by Studio Doga Kobo, who's responsible for earlier romances like Plastic Memories and Engaged to the Unidentified. Classics, I know, but they also made some newer titles like My Senpai is Annoying and this lesser-known recent title, Oshinoko. You've probably never heard of it. It's not really popular with a mainstream audience.
リークとうとう現場を抑えたわ。ひどい。ずっと私を騙していたのね。
春。
なんてこと言いながら浮気現場に女が乱入するっていうドラマをこの前見た。
やめろ。
Number 8.
私、店長のことが好きです。ちょっと。
Working on some complicated feelings, we have After the Rain. Okay, this looks like a nice and cozy anime. High school girl going to work, one-sided crush on an older gentleman. Alright, I can dance with that, but man, does this look good. I mean, what the hell? A romance anime by Wit Studio? Sign me up for that one. Literally, the first shot of the whole series is a sky, and that alone is already movie quality. Or should I say, absolute cinema. And don't get me started on this show's love for the wide angle, always making sure to flaunt the highly detailed backgrounds Wit got in store. As a veteran name in the industry too, you have to appreciate them not holding back and using every tool available, including CG. At least it's only natural when it comes to vehicles, but as you can see, it's as natural as can be.
ゆいちゃん、お腹空いてる？ブリちゃんと。
風、彼女たちからマイナスイオンを感じるのか。
はい、JK ピトンチッと半端なく来てます。
But of course, the heart of this romance is, well, in the heart. It's the extra mile in color, vibrance, and direction that sells the one-sided longing coming from Akira. At the end of the day, while this series doesn't have any action-filled spy missions or titan saying, it uses quite a beautiful lens in displaying a young girl chasing love with all she's got. To live in a beautiful anime with a pretty girl chasing after me. A man can dream.
預かっておこう。
この先にある信号に引っかかれば。
Number 7.
一人は男の子になりたかった。一人は女の子になりたかった。二人はある夜、秘密の場所で秘密の願掛けをした。
Bravely putting to test gender identities, next up is Wandering Sun. What are little girls made of? Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that because, well, for this anime, they're made with an absolutely adorable art style and dramatic cinematic animation. See, I wasn't going somewhere weird with that. All this is, of course, housing some ever-juicy gender drama story with even some complicated romance sprinkled in. For an anime that constantly deals with heavy themes, though, it brings the appropriate tools to the battlefield. Armed with a pastel color palette that constantly keeps you in a dreamlike state, it makes the emotionally heavy journey that much easier to go along with, as you sit back and spend time with each carefully written character.
なんてはっきりした人。やっぱりちーちゃんあんな人が好きだよ。
なんでちーちゃんは変なやつばっかり好きになるのさ。
ママのこともちゃんと好きだよ。
私はあんな変なやつじゃん。
Truly one of the better romance animes I've seen with a deep message. It's a shame that AIC Studios' classic division hasn't had other series to show for even with Wandering Sun as their first project. I mean, Kotora-san is great and Ebiten is funny, but neither really reaches the emotional depth and dramatic animation that this one has.
偉いね。私そういうの苦手だし。そうそう。あ、ねえ、例の劇、盗作劇のお話さ、ニドリくんが書いてみたらいいの。
Number 6.
何？
好きだ。今まで生きてきて一番最高にゾクゾクした。今もしてる。これってつまり吉野のこと好きってことだろ。
Ganging up for number 6, let's get into Yakuza Fiancé. With a cast of colorful and hard-hitting characters, this particular romance anime doesn't stop with just the story and building its world. Featuring heavy black lines and bright solid coloring, all these dynamic characters do well in standing out against whatever Tokyo or Osaka background they find themselves in. Speaking of, just look at these nighttime shots. It's nothing too crazy, but considering how much time we spend in the cities, it is quite impressive. For me, I think it's mainly the lighting and great use of glow that levels up the impact of the shots despite many being quite simple. So whether it's someone talking or even some fists flying, the scene does all the better in pulling you into things. Speaking of, there's a good amount of action in this romantic flick. I guess it is about gangsters after all.
いやごめん、はあ、もうダメだ、めんどくさい。
Due to the nature of having plentiful hand-to-hand combat, the quick motions are very nicely done with apparent in-between shots. While not the most mind-blowing of the bunch in terms of beauty, this series delivers a well-rounded and well-thought-out package that consistently delivers every scene.
シェード吐いて地べた這いずり回ってでもお前らのことメイドの道連れにして人生めちゃくちゃにしてるからな。じゃ、そういうことなんで。
Your eyes filled with beautiful wonder yet? Who knew anime could get so shining, shimmering, and splendid? Sorry, forgot this wasn't a Disney top 10. Well, don't stop the popcorn just yet. We're moving on to more cinematic horizons just up ahead. But before we do, I'd like to offer another beautiful proposal for a super thanks for this video. It truly brings us to a whole new world. Whoops, did it again. Sorry. Anyway, be sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel some more. Join in too in the comments down below. We always love seeing your ideas. Number 5.
サマーゴーストさんですか。
そうよ。一体何の用？私みたいな死んだ人間に。
Spiriting themselves away, we have Summer Ghost, a very unique sort of romance. You may find yourself disappointed if you come in looking for kissing and confessions. Nevertheless, this 40-minute summer adventure is a film you won't soon forget. With 3 teens close to death going on a search for a ghostly encounter, we as viewers are blessed with a poetically life-giving one. If low saturation was a tag, this film would have it as the first one in line. The characters are almost colorless in their environment, which ranges from either colorful to monocolor depending on the emotions in a given scene. Cool colors for sadness and death, and warmth for hope and development. No wonder people keep saying I'm pretty cool.
本当にいるのかな、サマーゴーストって。
どうだろう。花火には魂を鎮める意味があるって言うけど。届いてるといいけどな。
A higher variety of colors in their outfit showcases their character journey visually as the story goes. To put it quite plainly, color is life. With constant visuals of duality that would give Shinkai a run for his money, I'd say Loundraw and Flat Studio did pretty damn well for their first theatrical creation. It is a shame it doesn't even reach an hour of runtime. But with this much detail and care in both character and photorealistic background, I'd follow the Summer Ghost anywhere.
体見つかるかな。
見つかりますよ。僕たち4人なら。
こんなに探してくれるなんて思わなかったよ。3人には感謝してる。
Number 4.
小鳥。
ごめん、待った。
全然。今来たとこ。なんだよ。
Edging across the multiverse, next up is the Relative Worlds. Indeed, it is here, folks, the one entry on this list featuring fully CG characters. And I know what you're thinking, isn't this just Hello World? Well, it's different. For one, it doesn't waste any time in turning things crazy sci-fi, and with that comes some sweet action. While I did joke about Hello World, this one does seem much better to me in terms of the sci-fi action aspect. Probably because it's more properly mixed in, but also because it does look a bit cooler with properly designed enemies this time. Ugh. I mean, isn't that just creepy as hell? Of course, there's still romance in between all the heavy meat, and that's alright too, I suppose.
僕は何もできなかった。
いいから頼れバカ。
The common restriction of a CG project does tend to be the lack of visual diversity, and while that's still prominent here, I'd say the high motion action this time around does equal justice to warrant the technique. Nevertheless, it's a film with sufficiently gorgeous backgrounds framed expertly, and when it needs it, CG arenas that would feel right at home in any video game. I can already hear the boss music. Number 3.
さあ、たった今からお前は龍の歯医者だ。
よろしくお願いします、先輩。
まあお互いの来たる牙までな。仕事開始だ。
Taking dental care seriously, let's examine The Dragon Dentist. From giant CG dragons to watercolor fields, there's a lot to take in with this 2-part special series. But I swear, I've seen one of these sharp-looking robots somewhere else before. And it may very well be because this series is directed by Kazuya Tsurumaki, the protege of the father of Evangelion, and also produced by Hideyaki's own studio. I guess that explains why this also has a bad ending. Wait, that was just a joke. Please don't dislike the video, I'm sorry. We're not here for any of that symbolism and complicated story business. This is an amazing looking series as short as it is. I mean, the main girl even reminds me of Ako. Must be her clingy positivity. Unlike other entries on this list, there are some gruesome moments and some weirdly kinky ones. My favorites. I mean, the gruesome ones, of course. With that though, you do get some cool wartime scenes with some psychedelic sights sprinkled in with some obviously magical bunch of cavities. The star of this flick is definitely CG.
バカ、逃げ回るだけでいい。
For the most part, I wouldn't say it's an over-reliance as it mostly hits the mark and enables beautiful motion for many scenes. But it is something to consider if you dislike fun and new technology. Boomer. I will say if there's a studio to trust with CG, it's Studio Kara and the Evangelion gang for sure.
私たち龍の歯医者はね、試験を受ける。そこで龍に選ばれて初めて龍の歯医者になれるんだ。来たる際っていうのはね、自分が死ぬ時のことだよ。
Number 2.
君は私、僕は君。あれ？
私は誰？
そうそう。そして僕は健一。健一。
Showing us a bright dystopian future ahead, here is Metropolis. An anime as old as myself, this film will bring you back to the good old days when animation was buttery smooth and everyone looked like Astro Boy. This movie does serve as an important marker, however, as it showcases the promising age of computer graphics with an abundant use of CG for backgrounds and effects. And honestly, it looks better than most CG I've seen in the last 10 years, which is pretty funny to think about. The power of clever and timely use, I guess. For this movie though, it's not simply done for a pretty sight, but an enhancement to selling the idea of Metropolis. A futuristic city with promise and wonder. Wake up, samurai. We gotta... Wait, it's not that one? It's on the other list? Oh, sorry. Instead, it's a shiny computer-generated house hiding the corrupt inner workings that lie and wait. There is a cyberpunk darkness here with violence and cruelty that's just animated so beautifully when things turn action-packed. And the use of darker shades and color temperatures helps sell the emotions in more appropriate scenes. As with many old anime films, it shares a love for the mechanical and machine that will make you feel right at home if you love others of the era. Overall, a fantastic ride to get into if you want to fall in love with a Neo Tokyo you haven't seen before.
なら自分でレッド君本人に聞くがいい。撃てるのか？お前が父と仰ぐレッド君の待ち望む超人を。
Number 1.
お嬢さん。足がもし悪いやつだったらどうすんだい？
悪い人はわざわざそんなこと言いません。
いや。
Indulging in some Middle Eastern delicacy, our final entry is Gold Kingdom and Water Kingdom. While Sarah may not be the fairest maiden in Al-Hamid, she and the rest of this film are a bright and magnificent sight to behold for anyone blessed to know about this hidden gem. With a lot of the same visuals you'd expect from Studio Madhouse, this fairy tale film is enhanced even further by a magical soundtrack by Evan Call. Not a very Japanese name, I know, but you may have heard his works from less popular anime like Frieren and Violet Evergarden. As a visual treat, the beautiful focus lies on vibrant settings, including the capital of Al-Hamid, with any scene featuring it doing well to make sure the sand-covered oasis is every bit rich and alluring. Again, there's nothing too new here by Studio Madhouse, but that's just because they already do such a legendary job. You know what they say, if nothing's broke, you don't have to break it again? I don't know, I don't know sayings. Focusing on close cinematic angles and clever cuts, they just, as always, do an amazing job of maximizing the impact of the scenes they prepare. That being said, I guess this film is partly to blame for the CG goblins and Overlord. I'll take it though. This is a much more wholesome story after all. While this film was far from a Ghibli or Shinkai endeavor, as the story teaches, beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. And this definitely left a sparkle in my eye.
待たせたな婿殿。
暗殺部隊かなんかですか？
よくわかったな。
And that is all for today's episode. How was it? Did the beauty leave you breathless? Are there any anime that we might have missed on this list? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to know all about it. As always, like and share to support the video and subscribe if you want to see more of this amazing anime content. Till next time.